are convinced that as this work continues, along with the other work that's being done in the area of intervention, that one day women and girls will be able to live safely in healthy communities.
You look after our women, all women who are in a crisis, women who need our help and our support, our love, our warmth, our caring and kindness.
But I think for me, the biggest challenge, the biggest barrier to ending sexual and domestic violence are the false ideas and beliefs that surround these two crimes, that are so deeply ingrained in all of us, in our families, our communities, and our institutions.
Well, I think it's an ongoing learning, but it's really become affirmed at being at this conference, is the absolute essentiality in involving men, supporting men, engaging men, and mobilizing men to be agents of change and reducing domestic violence. And boys, because we just presented on the role of boys in that. But I love that that's being highlighted here at the conference. It's a big part of it, from the speakers, Terry Crews, Michael Flood, to the presentations. So my big learning is the amount of interest and support and energy we have to continue that piece of the work. So that's probably my biggest learning from being here.
Even the very language that we use to speak about sexual violence does so by keeping women in focus and not, in many cases, the men who perpetrate violence against women.
This work has to be feminist, and it has to be robustly feminist. It's got to be what the literature sometimes calls gender transformative, oriented towards transforming, changing gender roles, gender relations, gender structures. Look, I found the last few days of this conference incredibly inspiring. It feels like these are my people, really, and I felt inspired and supported and challenged.
He was awarded Time Magazine Person of the Year in 2017 for his role in the Me Too movement. Terry Crews.
You have to take account for the pain that you've caused. I caused a lot of pain. And me and my wife worked it back out. We worked it out, man. And some of you here have been a part of the shelter, my mother ended up in the shelter. My mother died 4 years ago. My father's still here. And she ended up going back to him. And he beat her to the end. I couldn't get her out. I wanted her to come live with me. I wanted her to come out to LA, and she just would not leave. And again, that was her choice. My wife was different. And I'll have to say, the courage of my wife saved both of us. The courage of Tarana Burke and the women in the Me Too movement gave me the courage to come forward about my story.
I've been thinking a lot about, I think we spent a lot of time in this work thinking about where we disagree and what the tensions are, and different frustrations between sectors and organizations, and those things still exist and are still true. But I think one thing I've learned is how much we share, how much we have in common, how much passion we all share to make this change.